Alright, what's up guys? It is currently 8:51 na ng gabi, no? So it's still early for our standards, no? You guys know naman, late na tayong umuwi recently or all the time. So once again, si Gerry Domingo ulit ito, Specialty Finance Manager, owner ng Pinoy Car Talk sa Facebook and sa Instagram. So we're gonna do a quick comparison video. Request po ito ng isa nating kliyente na taga Saskatchewan. And sabi niya sa akin, Kuya Gerry, can you do a quick video or a quick information session to do the differences between the HRV tsaka yung CRV. And you know, I had to wait until magsara tong main building namin para makuha ko siya ng walang istorbo para makapag-video tayo ng ganito, no? And perfect kasi meron tayong HRV sa loob ng dealership and meron tayong CRV. Now, yung nakikita niyo po ngayon, the white one here is the HRV Sport, and then yung katabi niyang red is the HRV EXL. So full disclosure po guys, yung mga sakyan na to ay may mga extra accessories. Gaya ng you can see, meron siyang roof racks, meron siyang roof compartment para sa HRV, and then yung CRV meron din ganun. So I'm not gonna go over into detail yung presyo nila. I'm gonna go into detail, no, as practical as I can, of a comparison between the two. Kasi it's very common para sa ating mga Pilipino na when you look at Honda, right, we look at the SUVs na meron kami, and these are the current two that are, I guess, more popular. Right, the Passport is not as popular, you know, compared sa mga iba naming SUV kasi andyan naman yung Pilot. So ito yung mga entry level na mas madaling ma-afford for many of our kabayans, no. So, ano nga ba yung main difference ng HRV tsaka CRV besides yung name nila? So, first thing I'm gonna point out is the size. So, if you can see here guys, sa HRV mas maliit siya. So, if you look here, no, yung size niya mas maliit siya. Okay? Mas nababa siya, lower to the ground, hindi ganun kataas yung roof height niya. I'm not gonna go into exact measurements, right? Kasi I wanna make this video as practical and as relatable as possible for you guys. So, sinado ko walk around para makita nyo yung kaibahan niya ng size. So, yan yung HRV. So, the HRV po comes in 3 different trim levels. There is the LX, there is the Sport, and then there is the Touring. So for the LX, Sport, and Touring, all of them come in all-wheel drive. And it also has the option na front-wheel drive. So merong HRV na front-wheel drive. Pero, you know, not something I would suggest. You know, if you're gonna buy a brand new SUV, kumuha ka na ng all-wheel drive, di ba? Now, yung CRV naman, ito siya. And you guys have seen me feature yung CRV before many times, right? Marami na tayong kliyente na kumuha sa atin ng CRV. The CRV is like the mid-size SUV ng Honda. So direct competition po nito would be the Nissan Rogue, Toyota RAV4, Kia Sorento, Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, mga ganong klaseng size, no? So the HRV, ang main competition naman yan would be the Nissan Qashqai, the Mazda CX-3, the Toyota CHR, although it's not really a competition kasi CHR is exclusively front-wheel drive. Other vehicles in this class would be, I believe, the Kia Seltos would fit into this description, itong klaseng size, no? So again, comparison lang naman. So size-wise, as you can see, mas malaki yung CRV, right? So ito yung CRV, side profile, right, size-wise. HRV, mas maliit. So aside from the size, ang main difference po niya, the main key difference niya is yung kanilang makina. The Honda CRV has a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Horsepower output is 189 horsepower, okay? While yung HRV, itong HRV namin has a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder 141 horsepower. So for those wondering, yes, yung engine ng HRV, no, I believe yung dating engine ng mga Honda Civic, the previous generation, the 9th generation, I believe. Kasi 10th generation lahat ng Civic started using a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine. So yung mga lumang engine ng Civic nilagay sa HRV. So yun yung 1.8 liter 4-cylinder. So makina-wise, mas maliit ito. Mas malakas ang output nito, right? Dahil meron siyang turbocharger. Ito, wala. Now, features-wise, and then the whole setup ng the vehicle itself, as you can see, no? Mas maliit siya. You can notice yung styling differences niya, yung kanyang handles nandito sa taas. So, yun yung loob niya. So, ito yung tinatawag ng Honda na Magic Seat system ng HRV. I'm gonna show it to you guys. So, bali ito, natataas mo yan ng ganyan. which you can't do sa mga ibang sasakyan. So what this does is, you lift that up, goes down. So technically, yun lang siya. So, 60-40 split pa rin naman. This goes down flat, which is nice, right? So, it lies down flat pa rin. Pero, size-wise, again, dahil nga mas maliit na sasakyan na to, if you look at the... hindi ko siya mabuksan kasi nga pala naka-power. So, I'm gonna show you guys on the inside. So, yan lang yung size niya sa likuran. Whereas yung CRV, wala siyang ganong klaseng gimmick. Wala siyang magic seats na ganon. So, standard 60-40 split, no? Hindi natataas ito gaya ng CRV, ng HRV. So, just 60-40 split. This goes down. That goes down as well. I'm gonna show you. So this folds down as well. So as you can see, no, not as flat. Yung likod niya, hindi siya completely flat surface. Hindi parang dun sa HRV. Okay? Oh, so those wondering, itong ganitong klaseng yung kulay ng taillights niya, custom po yan. So, extra charge yan. Kaya itong mga showroom models namin, mas mahal sila kumpara sa mga standard na EF. Sa case na to, EX, trim level ng CRV. So, what's the main difference ng dalawa? You know, I went over the size. I went over yung engine differences. Right? So, what, if you as a buyer, kung kayo yung buyer, no, bakit ka bibili ng CRV versus the HRV? Now, here's my honest opinion po sa dalawang sasakyan na to. Itong HRV ay perfect for customers, drivers na marahil single or couple, right? Couple na may alagang aso, right? You know, mga ano pa nasa isip ko? Mga NDSB, right? NGSB, right? Mga ganun ba? This vehicle, or mga retired. Kung kayo ay retired, wala na kayong mga apo, just you and your spouse or your partner, this vehicle is something that you should consider. Kung dalawa na lang kayo sa buhay. Or tatlo, may isang anak o may alagang aso. However, kung sabihin natin na ikaw ay young couple or young person na meron kang relationship and bala kung magkaanak later on, right? I suggest na you buy something like the CRV. And the reason why is the CRV, ito yung tipo ng sasakyan kasi na yes, mas mahal siya upfront sa simula. Pero ito yung tipo ng sasakyan na pwedeng lumaki kasama ka. What do I mean by that? Sabihin natin, lalaki o babae. Sabihin, lalaki ka. Nabuntis ang asawa mo. Magkakaroon kayo ng anak. Hindi mo kailangan i-trade in kaagad ng isang CRV porket magkakaroon ka ng isang baby or dalawang baby. Okay? Kasi there's enough space for the car seats. There's enough space for car seats, there's enough leg room for kids. Guys, I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids and kasya silang lahat sa likuran kung gusto ko. Pero most of the time, yung panganay ko, sa harapan, yung dalawa sa likuran. So you have enough space. Taas ko lang to. So as you can see there, no? Magkakaanak ka, kailangan mo ng leg room for yung rear-facing na car seat or ano man, kasyang-kasya. So that's what I mean by ito yung tipo ng sasakyan na yes, mas mahal siya upfront sa simula, pero ito yung tipo ng sasakyan na it can grow old with you, it can grow with you as a family. Magkaroon pa kayong dalawang anak, kasya pa rin kayo. 'Di ba? Hindi mo siya kinakailangan i-trade in kaagad. Whereas yung HRV, sabihin natin na young couple kayo, kukuha kayo ng HRV kasi mas mura, mas maliit. Paano mangyari magkakaanak na kayo? If you look here sa likuran, tataas ko to. Legroom wise is not as much, 'di ba? So ito yung tipo ng sasakyan kasi na it can grow with you only up to a certain stage. Hindi na siya practical kung dalawa yung anak mo, may mga baby ka na, o may in-laws ka kasi yung legroom mas maliit na. Yung space sa likuran mas maliit na rin. So you can see there. Kasya pa naman ng stroller dyan, pero yun nga, eventually, mas matetempt ka na mag-trade in. Na i-trade in ng sasakyan na ito kasi mas maliit na siya. Hindi na siya fit sa lifestyle mo. So, if yun nga, parang sabi ko nga, if you're in that stage in your life na baka kung balak kong magkaanak later on, balak kong magpamilya, then the HRV is the kind of vehicle na I would say no, hindi siya makakapag-stay sa'yo ng matagal unless bibili ka ng pangalawang family vehicle. Pero if you're looking to make a one-time purchase, no, bibili ka ng sasakyan minsanan lang, na gusto mong tumagal sa'yo ng mahabang panahon, isa o maging dalawa man ang anak mo, or dalawang anak na sa alagang aso, definitely go with the CRV na. Yes, may kamahalan siya, of course. It's a bigger vehicle, iba ang makina niya, iba ang features, right? Pero on the long run, sa opinion ko lang, mas better investment yung CRV kumpara sa HRV. Pero, again, depende rin sa stages ng buhay mo. Kung parang sabi ko, ikaw ay retirado na, ikaw ay single, wala kang balak magpamilya, wala kang balak mag-asawa, mangongolekta ka na lang ng pusa at aso, right? You can definitely consider this vehicle. It's gonna stay with you for a long time and maging practical pa rin siya para sa'yo. Now, the one thing to consider, no, given the fact na we live in Western Canada, and what that means is, meron tayong laging problema ng snow. Both vehicles are all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive yung HRV, all-wheel drive yung CRV. However, the HRV is a smaller vehicle, smaller engine, mas magaan. Mas magaan ang isang sasakyan, mas likely, mas madali siyang dumulas kapag madulas ang yelo sa labas, sa mga daanan, at mas madali siyang ma-stuck sa snow dahil mas maliit siya. Kumpara sa CRV na mas malaki ang size, mas malaki ang wheelbase, and mas malakas yung torque output, tsaka mas malakas yung horsepower output. Okay? So again, these are just my personal opinions. I'm trying to make it as less complicated as possible kasi parang sabi nga ng kliyente ko, nanonood siya ng mga video sa YouTube pero most of the time yung mga video, ang pinag-uusapan nila is yung cubic feet, horsepower, torque, centimeters here, centimeters there. Walang practical na review. So my review for these two vehicles is based on my experiences selling the vehicles, driving both vehicles, and of course, as somebody na merong 3 anak. So kung kayo nga ay balak magpamilya o meron na kayong small family ngayon, if you're choosing between the two, go with the CRV. Mas mahal na investment upfront, pero in the long run, mas okay siya kasi it will stay with you longer. Kumpara sa HRV. Okay? So I hope she is watching right now, yung ating client na nag-request ng video na ito. Those are the main points, I guess, na I can make between the HRV and the CRV. No. So it's gonna be up to you. It's gonna be up to you as the buyer to determine kung saan ba yung direction ng buhay mo. Do you see yourself having kids? Do you see yourself getting married? Do you see yourself getting a dog? Do you see yourself getting a cat? Right? You know, lalaki ba yung family mo? So you have to base those decisions on how you project yung future ng buhay mo. Hindi lang yung porket kung ano yung mura, ano yung ma-afford mo ngayon. Look more into the long term kasi a vehicle is a long-term investment. So, hope nagustuhan niyo yung video. Again, very practical review, very practical comparison between the CRV versus the HRV. So, I hope meron kayo napulot ng maganda dyan. If there's any other vehicles na gusto niyo i-compare ko side by side, just let me know. So, before I did the Subaru Impreza hatchback versus Honda Civic hatchback, right? I did yung Highlander versus Pilot. I did yung Ascent versus Pilot. So let me know kung meron kayong gustong mga vehicles na ikumpara ko side by side, options wise. Pero ito yung mga nasa showroom namin. And I should get out of here kasi ayoko makakaistorbo kina ate sa kanilang paglilinis. And if you're ever curious, we have a Mercedes-Benz sa loob ng aming dealership, sa loob ng showroom. And the reason why is this vehicle is over $100,000, I believe. So that's the only reason why meron kaming Mercedes sa loob ng isang Honda dealership. This thing is over 100,000 or close to 98. I think over 100,000 tong sasakyan na to eh. If ever may interesado. So, baya, ito yung loob ng aming dealership. And that's our review for the HRV versus the CRV. Thanks, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.